Alright. I guess I didn't delete enough videos because it says I have 57 minutes and 58 seconds left of time. So, sure. Alright, I decided to start recording what I was saying for purposes of, I don't know. I'm thinking future people who are, like, we don't have time to sit here and spin up a bunch of new people over time. It's going to be one of these things where at some point it's going to need to be either got it or here, watch this. Now, this here might not be one of those because we're just going to keep it moving probably. But it does show a little foundation for how we got here, because this is one of the things that is very confusing to people is, if you're all knowing, how come you don't know all things at all times? Oh my God, why don't you know what color underwear I'm wearing today? It's like, listen, I'm all knowing, just not all the time, about all the things all the time, right? Like, doesn't that kind of make sense? Don't you think my brain would hurt? And I'm not talking as Angie, I'm talking about me. I don't fucking know. So, like, you gotta understand, my consciousness is divvied up between several lives, and to include one is a spirit guide on a ship, to include that annoying ass rattling sound that's gonna drive me nuts, to include other things as well. So, life 11 is one of my lives. It was not a factor or even relevant until I knew about it, which was semi-recently. I don't remember when, don't really care. We suspect right around the time that we got these headsets is right around the time that they got headsets, that they got approached to do the study, that this and this and that and that. Now, here's the deal. Here's what you must know. Angie signed this very extensive waiver and consent form and whatnot, to which she read the fine print very well, because Angie doesn't generally sign shit willy-nilly unless she really doesn't care. But if she's gonna, like, go under, administer some kind of psychedelic type or something, even if it's all natural, and I'm putting it in quotes, all natural clover, you know, it's made from clovers, it's like an all natural thing, it's gonna make you, what did they say, I wonder? I'm asking my assist, not even Angie in the room, because she doesn't remember her own lives, nor too do I, unless I do, and when I do. But if I don't, when I don't, you know, in order, we always used to say, in order to best help you. I mean, honestly, sure, that is true. But there might be an element of, if I liked one of my lives a lot, I wouldn't want to be in this one. This one sucks, you know? So, to best help you means to get you guys out of here in one way or another, or something. Now, if you guys just go find a random 4-leaf clover and eat it, will you start tripping balls? Probably not. It seems to be something outside of the earth. But hey, you could try it. I just highly suggest you don't do the whole thing. I think you should try no more than half, if even not the whole. Just saying, because yeah, they're intended to be split. And by the way, that is why I'm confused regarding the whole why they're splitting up couples. Is it so that one can hold down the fort? That would be, you know, that would make sense. But is it a side effect that couples are having issues in their relationships due to one feeling detached from real life? And I'm putting it in quotes to symbolize that ain't real life. Now, is it? It's a simulation. This is real life, which is also a simulation. But what makes it more real? My opinion? A lot of things. For one, I ain't helping Life 11 directly. Maybe indirectly, sure. But I'm helping you guys directly. So to me, that makes it more credible. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. And I'll say, hey, look, something changed. Sorry, you guys aren't the prominent Bardo. I'm actually helping Life 11 now. You might want to consider why. As in, I'm channeling directly to and through them. I'm like, let's say Angie in Life 11, or even myself, goes to like a town hall meeting and starts addressing the locals and saying something of the nature of, hey, it has come to our attention that this study is doing this and this and that and that. Have any of you guys felt like this and this and that and that? Then I might speak through them. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the prominent, though. It just might mean that we're working through that angle. But not to say that they can't speak from what they know. They don't need to channel anything either. Technically, none of you guys do need to. Did anybody have that collective dream last night in which was regarding, oh God, what was it? Somebody was sitting like kind of on a stage to the left, a little lower down. Or was it a stage? It was the same room. It just felt like they were like sitting and I was standing, if I'm talking first person. Because obviously I had the dream if I could speak of it. But I know I wasn't the only one. You know, Angie had it, obviously, and so too do others. When she wakes up in the morning and there's somebody there with her. Because that's one of the things I would say we'd talk about is shared consciousness in one vessel, aka container, as the government has called it in the past, in documents, you know. Also, so there's shared consciousness, and then there's, oh shit, what was the other one? Something along those lines regarding dreams, collective dreams. But yeah, so you might not be in the same vessel, but you might be in the same dream collectively. I was this person, you were that person. But let's say hypothetically, you are in a collective dream, but you observe yourself. I think we've said this kind of semi-recently. Have you ever had a dream where you're watching yourself do something? The way that's done is your shared consciousness with somebody else, not yourself, and you're watching yourself through somebody else's eyes, so that you can see and observe yourself, how you would look or act or whatever. And though I will be real, it might not be literally you. It could be somebody appearing like you, like shape-shifting. The way you would know that is depending on how long you're in the dream for, because it's hard to hold the appearance. It's like acting, you know, like how long is your tolerance of acting before you start to forget maybe that you're speaking with an accent, or like you're walking with a limp for this role or whatever. You're like, oh crap, I forgot I was supposed to, you know, keep this appearance up or whatever. So it could just be a guide or somebody else appearing to be you, in which you observe that, as opposed to it actually being you. But your true consciousness, if you're viewing it through the eyes of another, or with another, somebody else is going to be the dominant person in that dream. And the person whose vessel you're occupying with them, they might not be the dominant one, nor you. It could be a guide that is aware of the script, if you will. All right, first you're going to go in here, and then you're going to go in there, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to do that. But just keep in mind, everybody else is unconscious to this. So be prepared that there might be hiccups or whatever. Just roll with it and do the best you can. We only got one take because these are real people with real consciousness and whatnot. So, you know, we can't do it multiple times. Okay, fine. Got it. Okay. So then we got, unless you look in a mirror, you don't even know who you are and what you look like. You just feel like you, no matter whose body you're in. If you're normally a dude and you're in a girl's body, you don't feel like a girl. You don't feel different. You just feel like you. Vice versa. If you're a girl, all of a sudden have junk, you don't feel different. You're not like, oh man, I have junk. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain that you don't really feel like anything unless you do. because you're using it or something, if it's a factor, relevant factor in the dream, which does happen, you guys will have weird dreams having to do with nakedness, sexuality, bodily functions, and things like that, for many reasons. One of them in particular to stand out and be memorable, so that you can then, we call them anchors. You look back on it and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that really weird dream with poop in it. And it's like, yeah, it stands out because it's not something that you'd either encounter regularly every day or something like that. Yeah. Okay, there's more. What about the idea of dreams being spliced together? Let me explain. You know how you'll have like fragments of dreams? First I was doing this and then I was doing that, and it's like jumping scenes, jumping like that. Well, what is happening is the dream department is trying to get messages to you, and the best way that they can do it oftentimes is in clips. So they'll take segments of different things and splice them together, bam, 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 right after each other. And so you're like, okay, first I was here and I was doing this, and then all of a sudden I noticed I was here and I was doing that, and then I was over here doing this, and then this person came up to me and they were like that, but then I wasn't there anymore, I was over here. So they are really good at making it either, and I say either seamless or jumpy, both for reasons. The seamlessness is so that you're not getting caught up on the then I was here, then I was there. It's only if you're really thinking about it. But the jumpiness is so that you can really like separate, okay, this dream, this happened, but maybe the same people will still be in it. That could be a factor. There will be other things like I was at this place, there was the energy of this, but it was like the feeling of that. But then I remember I was this age, and then there was this things going on and that things. If things stand out to you in dreams, such as font, numbers, spelling of things, names, anything like that, and you could take note of it, I would take note upon waking as soon as possible. Name brands, like if you see like a CVS in your dreams, I would take note of that. You know why, right? Stocks, exactly. No, I'm kidding. No, so that you can place yourself. Do you know, and I do mean this quite literally, you can dream of somebody else's life while they're awake on Earth 3D. Like, okay, see this person, not necessarily, but you see this person driving next to me. Maybe tomorrow I will have dreamt a snippet of their life. I don't even know them. I've never met them a day in my life. Something like that could happen. Does it generally? No. You know why? We generally try to have you guys dream this place for the sake of it being different, noticeably different. It used to be because we were trying to help you guys get lucid and aware that you're dreaming. The amount of lucidity has gone way, way down. The amount of astral projections has gone way, way down over the last 10 or so years. This is due to the fact that we needed you guys to be more grounded, not less. So that when the weird shit did start kicking in, on Earth, mind you, not in the dream state, man, the dream state was weird, but the reality is going to get even weirder. That's why we need you guys grounded, actually. We're making dreams be more about messages and less about flying around and having fun. So it's gonna get more like a job until it's done. And I hate that for you guys, because you guys are already working, but you know what? You're working on the wrong damn thing, and have been all along. So here we are saying, hey, wake up. As in, you've been sleepwalking, working, dreaming, boring, working to pay the man kind of level shit. And now it's like, actually, you've been doing it wrong all along. Now do it right. I hope you got money, honey, or else what? You know, I don't know what to tell you, kind of thing. It's not a problem. We just got to figure it out, okay? Because people aren't going to be able to just up and quit their jobs. We need them to keep doing the things, but we need to figure out a way to compensate them in a way that makes sense. People need to be making adequate salaries and hourly wages in order to... People are just happier when they feel like energy exchange is adequate. So we're not given handouts, and I don't mean that we won't take care of people who need help and assistance, because your bardo definitely has its share of diminished intellect and physical limitations that need to be addressed. And when you have somebody who's a caretaker of such people, how are they going to work full time? You know, there's so much gray area. There's so many particulars. We can't just do it across the board, right? But it's one of these things. Like if you're already working, stay working. We'll compensate you more. You know what you're going to notice? Unemployment is going to go down because people are going to go, wait, I can get paid more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be compensated fairly for my, you know, I'd rather just sit around and play video games and live off my parents, because it's not worth it for me to go make blah blah an hour when mommy will pay my freaking dinner for me. But if I start getting a couple more dollars an hour, maybe it is worth it. Maybe mommy will say, get the fuck off my couch and go get a job, because, you know, what's your excuse now? Something like that. We have a lot of things that are going to have to be considered, but here's what is really important. We got to constantly reassess what's the end goal and working backwards. All right, the end goal is we're combining all true consciousness to one bardo. This seems to be the most logical one. What does that mean for life 11? We don't know. We think that they will have to basically live out their mortal lives and die. What does that mean for people who are not on the study at all? Nothing. Keep living your life. What does it mean for people who one person's on the study and one person isn't? And by the way, why do you guys care? Well, you should, because you live there, potentially. And even if you don't, you should probably care, because it's nice to care about other people, isn't it? Think about this for a second. Life 11. Certain things can relate to you guys. Maybe not directly, maybe. You got a family of a mom and a dad. Hypothetics of gender. Switch it to fix whatever, to fit whatever you want. Ooh, these are really pretty. Dang. They're like icicle lights on weeping willow type level trees. Really pretty. Gorgeous. All right. Anyways. Pardon. I need to clear my throat chakra, aka it's time for somebody to go somewhere. 8:22. Get going. East Coast, of course. Okay. Here we go. Newcomers are like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a thing. All right. Here's what we have for you today on the docket. It's called, if you have two parents in which one is expected to be the grounded, realistic, logical, stay at home, make sure the routine gets upheld, the kids have their homework, the backpack's ready, the lunch is packed, and whatnot. And the other one is doing the study, which is supposed to compensate for them not working to provide for the household financially, so they no longer have to go to a job. See, that doesn't work if the other person has a job that they can't not do, like they're an essential worker or something. It's like, I can't just up and quit my job to do this study. Well, then generally they pitch it to the other one. So one of them, and by the way, yeah, I forgot that part. They're compensated enough for both to stay home. I should say that. As in, one staying at home on the study, and the other one is staying at home keeping the fort going. And so Yeah, holding the fort down. What, you guys know what I fucking mean. Shut up. So, I forget sometimes you guys have different sayings than we use. And if so, sometimes I also just mess shit up. So you'll never know, but hey, whatever. Okay. So you got, they're being compensated enough for neither of them to have to go outside of the home to work. They think, oh, this is fucking great, as long as I'm on the study. Now, here's some problems that may occur, is that, well, what about when the study is done, and now I gotta go work again? They say, no worries, no worries. As long as you are, like, actively doing the study, and you're, like, you know, you're, like, doing well at it, and all this and that, well, there's always going to be things for you. Like, we have other studies, we're always looking for good people. Don't worry about it. Unless, or how about, it's like, they're like, you wouldn't have qualified for it in the first place if we weren't intending on keeping you long term. Like, I can't put it in paper and guarantee it for you, but I promise, you wouldn't have fit our criteria in the first place if it weren't for you being eligible for long term. We don't just short-term people. It's just, you had to do blood work. There's like a lot of that went into it, and it costs a lot to just get somebody qualified. So we want to make sure that we got long-termers, and so because you qualified, you're long-term. Now, of course, we can't tell you if you're on the placebo or not, but it doesn't matter regardless whether you're on the placebo or not. You're going to still qualify for long-term study and such and so on and so forth. Okay, what's the placebo? 3-leaf clover. It doesn't do anything psychedelic. There's also a sedative in both. So even if you're on the placebo, there's a sedative in which makes you stay sleepy sleeps. Now, we suspect. Can you get the fuck out of my way if you're gonna turn? Thank you. Sorry, my bad. I forgot I'm supposed to be spiritual or something. Anyways, if you're gonna make the car go, blah, 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 how about you just fucking move? That would be great. So, anyways, I fucking lost my train of thought. God damn it, fucking Bardo bullshit. So yeah, we suspect that nobody is on a placebo. That's just a sedative with 3-leaf tincture, elixir, mixture, whatever. We suspect that everybody's on the 4-leaf, and they're doing something either good or bad. We don't know what, but we're going to use it to our benefit in that it's awakening one of the two. They said under no circumstances can the other significant other use the whatever, the medication, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, the drip. You know why, or how rather, that they're ensuring, quote unquote, I'm putting it quotes, ensuring that the other one does not? They put a port in human Angie this life goes, oh, I would never fucking want to do that. Yeah, well, they compensated you pretty well apparently. They also gave a pretty good initial bonus too, from what I heard. They got a whole bunch of little toys for the house and the kids and whatnot. Except they don't have cell phones. Like, what the fuck kind of toys y'all got? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, okay, that makes sense then. Things like outside stuff, fun stuff. Okay. I was like, I don't think electronics are really like appealing enough for Angie to get a port, but okay. So yeah, she got a port. So the way that it hooks in is like you can come and go with it. It's not like you got an IV at every. What would you rather, right? Like a port that's like small and almost like not problematic, or getting poked every time you gotta get back on it, right? So this was the thing. Talking to homeboy, yesterday, the day before, whatever, goes, well, I can't do it because, come on, figure it out. Figure it the fuck out. I'm sure you guys can rig up some kind of, intravenous level of something. Not supposed to. He was very apprehensive about it. Not because of silliness, more just like, okay, well, what happens if let's backtrack. He's the grounded, rational, logical one. She's like in La La Land with this green shit. She didn't used to be like that. So he's like, I don't want to be like that too. And then we're not like grounded and functional and like everything goes to shit basically. That kind of thing. I'm like, okay. At first I said get her off of it. I said, dude, you gotta realize you guys are like real people and this is fucking with her. Wouldn't you agree? Ended up switching to actually, wait a minute, hold the fuck on. Your shit is fake as fuck. You're answering all these questions wrong. And I'm talking to her. I said, wake her up. It takes about 20 minutes to kind of get ungroggy. I said, dude, I'm going to ask you these questions. You tell me what the correct answers are. She was answering like she lived here. Like the same answers you guys would give. What year is it? Who's the president of the United States? You know, that kind of shit that you'd be asked. Asked it wrong. Now, what have we channeled in the past regarding what was the question that they asked the Vatican person that was in the hallway of the room that they had 2028, and they just went in there every day and said, who's the president? Hillary. Who's the president? Hillary. Who's the president? Hillary. Who's the president? Trump. They went, oh shit, what the fuck happened? That was the question they asked. Okay? So if I say to this dude in Life 11, I say, hey, who's this? Who's that? Da, da, da. He gives these answers. We're laughing at him. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Funny, ha. But then ask her, hey, Angie, who's this? Who's that? Da, 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 da. She's like answering correctly, you know? We're like, okay, wait. Maybe we need to rethink this real quick. Because maybe, just maybe, you're the fucked up one, bro. Then okay, the way he observed Angie then being like different, like, I wouldn't say happy per se, but kind of like, you guys get me, you know? They were having these issues where she just didn't feel like I don't know how to explain it, but they couldn't relate to each other, long story short, because a lot of reasons. Talk about your day. No thanks. She's coming from Earth. She can't talk to him about her day on Earth when she looks at him and she's like, you ain't that. You this. You don't even know me. You don't know anything about me. I'm not who you think I was, or whatever the fuck. You're not who you were. I don't even know how to explain that to you or anyone. Like, to say to him, yeah, we're not even together. We haven't talked to each other in a long ass time, and this is what you did. I didn't do that. Okay, asshole, yes you did. It's hard to explain, right? Like, as to why she'd feel kind of animosity maybe, or something, if he's not even like compassionate about it, understanding, or like something, right? Like, he's just like not getting it. She's like, no, I don't even know who to talk to about this, because you fucked me over in certain kind of ways, and now I can't even talk to you about it, and I just gotta look at your ass. You're fucking pissing me off. I'm triggered just by being alive. Like, I don't know how to explain. That's the energy that I'm getting from it, right? Prior to us basically intervening, or whatever you call it, you know? We started talking to him, or was it Angie started talking to him? I don't even know. She's like, dude, wait, so you guys are together and you guys got kids and da 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 da. He's like, yeah. So he started wanting to talk to Angie Human, because Angie Human was more entertaining and or something than Angie at night. You know, I say at night because Angie goes to sleep, wakes up there kind of vibe. It's the same fucking Angie. It's just she does act and seem different with him, because I don't know why. Maybe it's a mix of that life and the backstory and all the things plus Angie. That's a possibility, but I don't really know. We still haven't figured out the Angie thing as to why the fuck all the Angies are different. So different. To where Angie Human's pretty much the only Angie that I feel is Angie. Everybody else is like, you know, I don't know. That so much so that they even want to change her name, because they're like, I don't want to be confused for Angie Human for lots of reasons. Mostly the annoying attention of people coming up to me and apologizing to me all the time. Stop apologizing to me. That ain't me. Go apologize to real Angie. Yeah. Human Angie. So anyways, so yeah. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, back to that. Okay, so there was this person sitting in a chair channeling or just talking, regular talking. And all of a sudden something came through them that they said, and they looked back at me, whoever I was, and I was like, something like, did you just channel that? Did that just come through channeled? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, awesome, good job. And I went and high-fived them. And I was like, was that the first time that happened for you? And they're like, yeah, it's the first time I ever, like it came through like that. Like, it was, like, I didn't know that information previously, and it came through me, channeled. I didn't know it. I don't even know where it came from. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. Good job. And they're like, that's so weird. Like, it just came out of nowhere. I'm like, yep. So you guys got to start practicing channeling, okay? And here's what you need to know about it. When you're first new, it's easier to just channel whatever the fuck your, like, side gig is, right? Like your hobby or whatever. Like, Angie used to teach yoga. She would, quote unquote, channel a yoga class. That's not really that spectacular. It doesn't need to be. But if you practice it in your own ways, when it comes time to be, quote unquote, spectacular, you'll be ready for it. So there's certain professions that are particularly really, really good at channeling without even having to try, because they just are able to click into that wavelength and frequency very easily. And these are them. 1, musicians, specifically lyricists. 2, actors and actresses who are able to spontaneously, like, what's it called, ad-lib or whatever the fuck. And 3, comedians who write their own jokes, who are able to do, like, the heckling on the spot type shit and all that. If you're able to come up with shit on the fly, highly likely that you're going to be better at channeling. It's just something about it. Oh yeah, other things too, like people who do poetry and whatever. It's all the same kind of wavelength though, right? Also artists. But see, artists, as in painters and whatnot, little different because they're drawing. So they might even be better at channeling through artwork. As in, what's the word I'm trying to look for when you, like, imbue your artwork with a certain kind of frequency or some shit like that? Whatever I just said, yeah, that works. And then, also, same too with movement. Like, crowd activation is something that we had talked about in the past. Energy, working, stuff like that. This is all stuff that is not really, like, as spectacular, perhaps, as verbal channeling, information coming through you. Think about right now, okay? Right now. The shit Angie's saying right now. Where's Angie? I don't know. Who cares? I don't mean that literally, but it's like I'm speaking through Angie, and I need to figure out where I'm going in life because I am very close to getting on a highway. I need to know if I want to do that, let alone should I. So give me a second. 40 minutes to home. Okay. Get on this going south, which is that way. Okay, well, I'm not gonna go on that way. I'm gonna have to go the other way, so you're gonna have to figure it out, map. Our calamari is exquisite. Exquisite. I love that. Oh, God. You are not supposed to do a U-turn, and that's probably why, my friend. Sorry, shouldn't laugh at that. Anyways, yeah. I'm getting on the highway going the wrong direction. Knowingly. Is it really the wrong direction if you know you're doing it wrong? Though, think about it. I'm purposely fucking up my life. Is that really that bad? So, yeah. It's like, no, don't do that. Well, okay. So then it's like, get off at the next exit and get back on the other way, you dumbass. I fucking told you. You must not know about me. Oh, so what was I saying? Yeah, this entire conversation is channeled, you know, the entire fucking thing. So what does that tell you? I don't know. You got to work your way up to this. Angie started doing this since she was like fucking 4 or less. Like since she could talk, she was channeling. You know why? Because her spirit guide was very, very close to her because of life 2. And that never ended. Like you can separate somebody for 2 years. You're probably still going to remember them energetically, right? Right. Well, particularly with little ones, they're not really in their body fully yet when they're little. And so what that does is it kind of gives a lot of room for them to be in spirit land often, especially if they almost die when they're a little one and stuff like that, and or other things. And we're just not going to get into all the details, except suffice to say her and her guide were very, very close for various amounts of reasons, to which that bond never broke, to which as soon as she could talk, they were in communication with each other. She had a quote-unquote invisible friend, or rather, as you guys call it, imaginary friend. Forgot, derogatory term in my opinion. But yeah, an invisible friend who was her guide, who was a dupe of me, whom I was guiding. I was guiding this guide, okay, from life 5, this one. Hey, what's up? How you doing? This fucking life, y'all. So, how many years ago? Angie's 43. I've been guiding her. Well, no, I've been guiding him for all that time. I was on accelerated time. What does that mean? That means weeks could go by, months could go by, years could go by, to which he didn't even call on me. I wasn't needing to check in or anything. But then there was some times when it was very, very pronounced that I was working. However, we didn't have these headsets back then. These that I'm wearing, like I'm wearing right now, in order to do my job most effectively. We didn't have these 9 years ago, 10 years ago. I say that differently because 10 years ago, Angie was very in-depth channeling. But she also, we weren't wearing headsets then. However, I will say there is an element of, not always is this the case because of timelessness and how things can be interjected in from a time outside of time, and therefore the headsets were a factor. We didn't know that at the time, but it was very abundantly clear, to include when certain people are looking at screens, we can see who's watching at that time. We can look at and be like, oh, I see a little bit, you're looking. Okay, well, I got something for you. I'm going to talk to you like I know you're watching, because I do know you're watching, because I can see you right now, you little piece of shit. It's like that. So that's one thing that happened even 10 years ago. To which Angie, now imagine Angie, no proof, right? She's just channeling. She's like, la-di-da-di-da. Wait, what? What did I just say? Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to roll with this because, well, why not? Sure. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. If I'm being channeled right now that this bro is watching this shit, as in, that means, well, let me think about this. How about I don't upload it? He'll never see it. But I know, oh, don't think that this didn't go through her head. She's like, but I know, that means I know. And if I don't upload it, then he doesn't know that I know. What does that mean? I could use this to my advantage. And I could be more like, instead of channeling it, I could be like, you know, I got something for you guys today. In the form of, go fuck yourselves. Yeah, you little bitch. I know. How the fuck does she know? Right? I don't know, but I know. Something like that could have been achieved. She thought about it, but she's like, nah, honestly, I don't really fucking think so. Because I'm thinking, if that's the case, why the fuck wouldn't he come talk to me? That doesn't make any sense. That's really fucking mean, actually. I don't like that at all. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and fucking put it out there, knowing full and well it's probably complete ass garbage. But you know what? It's entertaining. I like the songs that played on shuffle. I like this and I like that. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and keep living my fucking delusional ass life. And here we are, 10 years later. She's still living her delusional ass life. In which, right now, she's recording. Yeah. But what if she wasn't? Like earlier, you know? And it's like, well, that sucks. So, do you understand as a channeler, if you're talking about yourself in third person, you're channeling. I mean, let me take it back. When I say as a channeler, I'm saying if you're new to channeling and you start talking about yourself in third person, you are most definitely channeling. How do you even know? You're just talking. You're just talking and talking and talking, and eventually it'll kick in. You'll start saying things, but they might not be that important. You know why? Because you don't have an audience of which requires information of importance. You know what you're going to channel? Your daily life. What should I do? Yeah, that question. What should I do? I don't know. Why don't you channel that in? Literal. You sit there and you get ready to channel mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. You need to feel comfortable talking to yourself out loud. Generally, people feel fine doing that when they're driving, you know, or in their home, their bedrooms particularly. Until you have somebody come in, like Angie's kids, and go, "Who are you talking to?" You know what? That's a really great question. Thanks for bringing me back to reality to make me feel like I'm fucking nuts. Now, what if you're somebody who's like an actor, a lyricist, a comedian, or a poet? You know, what are some of the other ones that you can, or yeah, you give speeches or something, rehearsing. I'm rehearsing my speech. Get the fuck out of my room. You know, it's like one of those quote unquote acceptable to talk to yourself type of professions or hobbies. Same in our opinion, by the way. I only specify it to say some guys this is your day job, and some guys this is your hobby, unpaid and or underappreciated hobby. Doesn't matter to us. And what if you have people who write for you to try to push a narrative? See, this is where we ran into a problem with Colbert, right? He's like, well, my hands are tied because I have writers, and these writers are telling me what the fuck to do, and I can't speak for myself. I have to follow the script. So he's just basically like, energetically like, fuck that. I'm not going to listen to his shit anymore, because it just kept being fucking Trump bashing sessions. To which, as stated earlier, and I really need to restate this for the newcomers, Angie's not a fucking Trumper. Never has been. In fact, we got old ass videos of Angie being like, oh my god, Trump this, oh my god, Trump that. Not really, but enough, right? Yeah, I know, we went the wrong way again. It's fun. We like this. So anyways, yeah. My vibe is that of, okay, we have to work with whoever the current world leaders are, okay? We don't like Kim Jong-il, no, but we gotta work with the MFR. So, what do we gotta do? Well, come to find out, it's his military that's the problem, not him particularly. He doesn't even want to do this shit the way that his dad did it. But guess who said before he died, make sure that things keep on going the way that they're going. Oh, by the way, we're not going to reveal North Korean government secrets as to his father regardless. So let's keep it moving, but you get the point, right? Okay. Now, next point of contention. Why did Trump not want to release the files to begin with? He was strong-armed by a reptilian to not do it. But we got a hold of him. We said, hey, this ain't how it's going to be anymore. He's like, all right. So then, he's like, well, what do I do then? Well, the next time you get an opportunity, but here's why there was a little bit, just a little bit of some potential questioning, and I think you guys handled it great, which was the idea of, well, we don't want the focus to be on the Epstein files, okay? Do you understand why? Because the Epstein files were a cover-up for what was really going on at, well, why don't we just call it like it is, Gates Island, okay, Tech Island. all the fucking futuristic tech that was super high classified shit that y'all don't even know about, like what you're potentially able to see, Sims like renditions of people in their homes, makes you really question things. They don't want people questioning things with that kind of tech, right? You getting it? You getting it? So this was highly government secret type shit. And the manifest was not about everybody's on that list as a pedo. It's about who goes to visit Tech Island and knows about the fucking tech, right? So if you see people's names on that list, now, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're not covering shit up, all right? I'm not going to say there wasn't no pedo shit going on at fucking Epstein Island, okay? There was. Not every fucking goddamn person on that list was all up in that shit. And that also is needed to be stated. If this information comes out regarding Tech Island, we can't just shoo under the rug that kind of shit didn't happen. It did. But how the fuck are you going to discern who was into it and who wasn't? How about we allow that kind of shit to be dealt with in a different way, that the public doesn't need it really? Okay, explain to me, and I really mean this quite literally, why the fuck does the public need to know who was on the list? I get it. It was for accountability, blah, blah, blah. Yes, no, definite. I agree. In that sort of way. In that we need to assure them that anybody who does weird ass shit like that with kids needs to be fucking something. Right? What's the word? I don't want to, I'm not going to sit here and play games with this. I don't need to word this to death. There needs to be some form of accountability, but it does not need to be in the fucking public eye. Where the fuck in the Constitution does it say people need to be up each other's assholes? Nowhere. Okay? Because your Constitution is a fucking joke anyway. Ben Franklin is still alive. And I would say well, but he ain't too well. But he's up in fucking Alaska. Over in Alaska. So like, all I'm saying is, I'm just being pedantic today for jokes and reasons and such. If you guys don't know, you don't know, but it's fine. Listen, all I gotta say is a few things called, I don't have much time left. I got like 10 minutes left before this shit times out, okay? I got a 36-minute drive. I could stop it. I can restart it after deleting some shit off so there's space. But does it even matter? You all need to be channeling, each and every one of you. We will have proficient channelers for the sake of hierarchy, such as Bashar and Abraham and who else? So okay, let's get this straight. Angie channels me and anything and everything else, to include Bashar. Why would she need to? He already channels himself. He doesn't need another person channeling him. So to any other channeler, right? Okay, but Angie channels me. Others can channel me, but Angie channels me. Why? Again, same reason. Yeah. So I'm an angelic. I outrank technically Bashar. I don't view it like that because I don't view myself as higher or better just because I'm a quote-unquote angelic and he's a 5D Arcturian on a mothership. Does that make sense in how I'm wording it? I don't sit here and pander, and I don't play games about my viewpoints of life. I don't care if anybody has a problem with it, to include a channeler themselves. But I think we're well past that. Clearly, you know, as Angie not saying it, clearly I'm saying it. I don't have a fucking problem saying it. Angie's just saying it. Don't care if anybody has a, because you know who has problems with shit? Not the individual themselves. No. know what people do? They'll look to him to see his reaction. If he goes up in arms about it, they're going to go up in arms about it. If he goes, yeah, very fucking established with this, and I have no problem with it. Moving on. Don't we all want the same fucking thing? Open contact, yes. Let's go on with our lives now. That is what I'm saying, right? So if he does that, people will go, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll accept this, or whatever the fuck. Or whatever the fuck. You know. Alright, moving on. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, again, I got sidetracked. I do that a lot. I have in the past, prox 10 years ago, went by the name Angel for generic reasons. You know, you guys call your planet Earth. Planet, we call planet. I called myself Angel. I figured it was fitting and appropriate. It's like, you know, Simba means lion, and Mufasa means king, and so whatever. We thought that the name Angel worked. So, and I say we, I mean Angie named me. I was an Angel name. Angie named me Angel. She's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna call you Angel. Anyways, that's what I think we're gonna go with for now, just for the fucks of it. Lots of reasons and such. And therefore, that's me. And then ship guide is guide. Now, he was on the mothership. He is now no longer. In fact, instead, he is on the Zeta ship. The Z ship, yes. And that ship is piloted by 2 Zetas whom some humans have met recently. That's a story that you guys will have to hear another day, because I don't have time for that in the next 5 minutes or so. What else do we have for you guys? Sometimes you gotta pick between, do I do this or that in life? What do you do? What do we say to do? Go big or go home? You don't have to. If today is your first day of hearing all this information and you're expected to go on stage, do some kind of fucking spiel, hey, listen, we get it. That's a lot. But YOLO, you know? Like, I'm telling you, if you're good at what you do, you open your mouth and the words come out. That's kind of how it fucking works. By the way, hypothetics. If you did have that collective dream, in which at some vantage, whether you were the one who was on the stage and said it, or you saw it from my vantage, or in others, or anything else of that collective dream, because there was a lot to that dream, and upon waking, there was a lot, like we went over it, like we reviewed it, Angie and I, and some version of I, so for one of the fucking lives, maybe this one, I don't know, but yeah, went over it, and then it fades. Used to write down the dreams very descriptively. I think you guys should. But if you don't, it's not going to kill you, as long as you wake up and you reflect as to, what did I experience? What does it mean to me? What does it mean in general? Something. And then, going forward from there, yeah, okay, that's something that you guys might need to really wrap your minds around. You understand, I'm currently human incarnated on this Bardo, as to others as well, and so too is Angie incarnated on this Bardo. So I'm speaking through her, yeah, from another Bardo, Life 5-1 Angelics. That doesn't mean anything regarding anything literal. How do I say this better? Help me out here. What I'm trying to say regarding Angie. Okay. You may not know Angie very well. You might only know me. And that's because I've been prominently the one talking for quite some time now. Don't know how long. Previous to, it was Guide. Guide was doing a lot of the talking from the ship. When I say the ship, I'm referring to the mothership. I did my time on the ship guiding him. He did his time on the ship guiding Angie. Why is he no longer on the ship guiding Angie? Well, for one, I'm doing pretty well, I think, right? Angie doesn't need guidance, but I'm working through her. And so I'm doing collective stuff, right? You know, if you're hearing me, you're part of the collective of Earth. And when she makes a video and posts it, the astral can see it at night, hear it, see it, whatever. Astral schoolhouses and astral ship, we lump them as one for the sake of convenience, but true, it is two separate things. Guide can hear it now. He's spatially floating alongside us because it's like you're overlapped and locked in when you're on the ship and Angie's driving down the road. And so I'm supposed to turn left here. Shite. I'm going to go straight first. Why? I don't know. Because I am. Unless somebody doesn't come, and then I will. You guys do that? You ever go to a light and you're like, shit, I was supposed to turn left. Well, if nobody comes up to this, then I'll go left. But if somebody does come up to it, I'll go straight. And then there's other people who are really, like, rude and inconvenience everybody, and they'll literally just, like, do annoying ass shit, like, fucking hold up everybody by being like, well, I'm the only important human in the earth, so I'm gonna just, like, inconvenience people. Yeah, I'm just gonna die. Or, well, not die, but it's gonna time out in a minute or so. So, any last important questions in the last minute? It's 2100. Where are your children? Do you know where your children are? Do you know what you want to do in life when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Did anyone of you say what you're doing right now as the answer? Or did that kind of just blindside you? You know? If you don't like what you're doing, change it. Change something. I don't think anybody grew up saying I want to be a channeler, but you all have to be. You all have to learn how to channel your own lives in some sort of way. Are you going to go so I can go, or are we just going to sit here and play fart games all day, you dumbass? Sorry. I was going to die right when I said that. I've spent too many human incarnations. I still talk like that. Okay. Yeah, get on here, I guess. Sweet. Alright, you guys, it was great talking to you guys. I hope you have a great show tonight. I might continue talking later. You don't have to listen to it. You can just do what you gotta do. Center yourself and whatnot, okay? Have a nice day. Bye!